Okay, guys, I'm joined here today by Dr. Julian Bras from the University of Grenoble as one of the pioneers of the nanocellulose concept and microfibrillated cellulose. So, welcome to the Exilva blog.
Thank you.
What we're discussing here today a little bit is the concept of nanocellulose, your ideas on the topic, and also your ideas on where the world is moving on this. But I guess you could start by telling our audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you. So, I'm glad to be here and to discuss nanocellulose with you. We work on nanocellulose since several years, several decades, even in Grenoble. There are several laboratories in Grenoble working on these materials. And we try to work with these materials to obtain new properties from biomass, and also to propose new process engineering and new applications.
What do you think is the most exciting working on these type of materials?
I think each part is very exciting because we work, to produce it. There are still room of improving and of improvement, and we work on new pre-treatments of this biomass, like a new environmentally friendly process. Yeah. But also we try to use this new material to functionalize and to activate these materials and give them new properties. It can become antibacterial, conductive. You can use it for 3D printing or composites or cosmetics. So there are lots of things we can do in coming years. Yeah.
Which type of functionalities do you think from these materials will be most interesting for the commercial purpose? And
yeah, the idea is to use this large surface area that this nanocellulose gives. When you have a fiber, you have only 2 square meters in 1 gram, and with a nanofiber you have 200. So you can really change, and only with a small amount of functionalization change the properties. Yeah. So in our case, we try to release some drugs. We try to give new functions to scavenge some gas. Yeah. I think this part are interesting, or also the antimicrobial part and the conductive part, like I said. Yeah.
Do you see a difference from the different geographical areas with regards to where the interest is within these materials? And could you sort of highlight a little bit?
Yeah, it's true that when we start working on nanocellulose a long time ago, we were not so numerous in the world, but now there are more and more researchers. Let's say that in Europe we are really the pioneer in Helsinki or in Stockholm and in Grenoble. We try to still improve the process to produce it. Yeah. But in Japan also they have done a great job in functionalization, and they propose new grade of nanocellulose for much more like rheological properties, enhancement or additives. Yeah. For example, also the food is something which is coming in the discussion, and I think there are some room in this place. Yeah.
And you've done a lot of work on understanding the materials and characterizing the materials, and also come up with a standardized way of understanding the quality of these materials. What do you think will be the most important things to understand in order to understand this quality aspect?
Yeah, it's true that when some companies announced the production of nanocellulose a few years ago, we were very excited by that. Yeah. But at the end, when we start to produce nanocellulose from several sources, several mechanical treatments, several chemical pretreatment, we observe several grades. Yeah. So even I discuss with my PhD, I say, I give you this source, how many MFC can you produce? And they manage to produce up to 50 different types of MFC. So how to characterize this MFC is the key question now for the industrialization, to be sure that we will sell always the same materials, or that we will sell the right material for the right application. So that's also the key questions for the implementation of the industrialization of these materials.
So your quality index in this field is also easily retrievable for people that would like to understand more, I guess.
Yeah, it has been published this year or in 2017, and you can test it. But of course, we can discuss because we can still improve it, and depends on the application. Maybe each company should develop this kind of quality index. But the philosophy behind, I think, is something that we can implement for several things.
Where do you think all this will go?
Yeah, I hope it will go. It will go fast. I know this is the question I discuss about nanocellulose since 2000 and the industrialization since 2012 with some startup company creation. And we thought it was too late, but now we can see it is. There are lots of applications, lots of good results. But it's still difficult to enter into the market. So now there are more and more players. I'm very happy to be here because you are one of the key players for this nanocellulose, nanofibrils production. And it was good to discuss with you. But I know and you know that there are more and more people, more and more companies, and this is good because there is a place for everybody, and I'm sure we will have several grades and several applications in the next 5 years.
Okay, so thank you, Julien, for joining us for the Exilva blog today and spending 5 minutes on the topic. Highly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.